श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ सहना भवतु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रहीतां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः शान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः। ॐ नारायणः परो व्यक्तात् अण्डमव्यक्तसम्भवम् अण्डस्यान्तस्त्विमे लोकाः सप्तद्वीपा च मेदिनी। Thirteenth verse. Middle of the Bhashya we are. So we will refresh ourselves by chanting it together. Sarva karmani manasa sukhyasyaste sukham vashi navadvare pure dehi naiva kurpanna karayam. This is a continuation of verse 7 and 8. So in this 9-gated city means like a small kingdom, that's what it is. Like a small independent kingdom, like that was there in ancient India. So many small kingdoms. South India itself, so many. What is that? Chera, Chola, Pandya, like this, hundreds of kingdoms. So this body is also like a small kingdom with 9 gates. So 9 gates, and then what else? Who is this gates for? The indweller. Dehi. Who is this city for? The indweller. And what else? Then so the Vashi is the Dehi, and this person who is a Jnani is truly the one who is able to say aham dehi, dehin, meaning I am in the body. Whereas what will the ajnani say? Very good. I am the body. So that's why it's called dehi here, because dehatma buddhi is gone for whom? Deha eva atma iti buddhi. The attitude that I am as good as the body is gone for whom? That person is called vashi dehi. And then naiva kurvan na karayan, without doing or causing others to do. Sukham aste, as upaveshane, sitting, to sit. Aste, asate, asate. Whenever something sounds like this, it must be second conjugation. When the plural sounds like singular, that is the hallmark of the second conjugation. You think asate, that should be the singular, but no, it is the plural. So aste, asate, asate. So to sit, sits happily in this kingdom without doing anything or without causing anybody to do anything, without hurt, guilt, samsara, everything that comes along with this sense of doership. So we were in the middle of the Bhashya here. Tyakta vangmanah kaya cheshtaha bahuvrihi. So then tyakta means given up. So vakcha, manascha, kayascha. Then what do you have? Vangmanah kaya. And then the cheshta of the vangmanah kaya nam cheshta. What is that? Cheshta tyakta yena. So that is the person who has given up all the identifications. It's not that abandoned the action. No, the person may be still acting, but as good as not acting. Why? Because they have abandoned what? Abandoned the identification with the actions, actor, etc. Okay, so that is the one. And who is that? Nirayasaha. There is no ayasa. Ayasa means struggle. Ayasa means conflict. Ayasa means striving. When there is kartritvam, there is ayasa. When there is some desire really to get something, I want it badly, then there is struggle, ayasa. Same word is used for struggle and same word is used for exhaustion also. A very telling thing. So both the cause of the exhaustion and the exhaustion itself are called what? Ayasa. So the struggle means going against the grain. What is the grain here? I am akarta is the grain. If I go against the grain, of course there will be tiredness, of course there will be exhaustion. And so this has to be assimilated properly, understood and assimilated properly. Then nirayasaha. And yasmat nirayasaha, because the reason why the person is free of ayasa is the reason why the person is what? Prasanna chittaha. Prasanna chittaha, cheerful. Not always complain, I have so much to do, and what is this, and what's the use of Atmajnanam when I can't have a holiday. I should have gone for holiday rather than opted for 3-month course. I should have had a 3-month holiday. This is not prasanna chittaha. And the same compound, similar compound, prasanna chetasaha hi ashu buddhihi paryavatishthate. And we saw that. Where did we see it? Kathopanishad. No. Where? Bhagavad Gita. Which chapter? Prasanna chetaso hyashu buddhiv paryavatishthate nasti buddhirayuktasya nachayuktasya bhavana. Which chapter? There are only 3 possibilities. Okay? So, through Parishesha Nyaya, we will have to come to something like that. So, there are only 3 possibilities. 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 4. So anyway, we'll find out for the next class. Okay, yeah. So because it's always good to have the connections here, because he says prasanna chittaha. There in the Mula, it is said prasanna chetaha. So same thing, cheerful. There should be a certain cheerfulness. That is the hallmark of a jnani. You will not find a sad jnani like this. You will not find. You can search high and low. Sad jnani you will not find. You may find a quiet jnani, you may find a non-smiling jnani, but sad jnani you will not find. It's an oxymoron. It doesn't exist. That's the conditions are very different. Okay. So then prasanna chittaha, and why prasanna chittaha? Each one connects to the other. Okay. So because one has given up the actions of the body mind sense complex as owned up as oneself, free of struggle and free of exhaustion, because one is free of mental and emotional exhaustion, that is why one is cheerful. Because one is cheerful, what happens? Nivritta Bhashya Sarva Prayojanaha. Or we can say because of these conditions, or because the person is Nivritta means returned from, withdrawn from what? Bhashya, external. Sarva Prayojanaha, Sarva Prayojanani. So, Nivrittani, Bhashyani, Sarvani, Prayojanani, Yasmat. From whom all the Bhashya Prayojanani. Prayojanani means benefit. Dharmartha Kama Rupani Prayojanani. Prayojana means benefits. Benefits in the form of what? Dharma, Artha, Kama, which are what? The first 3 Purusharthas. The first 3 Purusharthas going after some kind of punya, that is dharma, and then Artha, security, Kama, what is Kama? All kinds of desires, etc. These are all called Bhashya Prayojanani. Prayojanani means props, propani. Okay, yeah. Bhashyani, Prayojanani, Nirgataha, Yasmat. From whom even the thought of depending on what? These things, the external to oneself. What are external to oneself? That I have to get this because I don't have it. External to oneself. I have this but I don't want it. It's like a hot coal in my hand. I have to quickly get rid of it. These 2 thoughts, one is totally free from. Nivritta. Nivritta means completely free from. Freed of. So, freed of external props. Bhashya Prayojanani. External props, one is freed of. Because otherwise, one is always looking for a prop. And according to Vedanta, looking for a prop is not proper lakshana of the jnani. And so therefore, what kind of props? Before one comes to Vedanta, the props are like this: family, job, education, name, fame, etc. After coming to Vedanta, what is it? My desk. Yes. My place, my cushion, my asanam. No, but they all look alike. How can you say it is? No, I know. I put a mark on it. Yeah. And so this is certain props. and small other external dependencies. And then every Wednesday I have a routine. I do this, I go here, I go there. Without that, I will go, but I will go mad. So I have to have this. So Wednesday activities to keep me sane. And then nothing wrong, but they are props. Okay? They are all props. Props to feel comfortable, props to feel comforted, props to feel props of validation, and props of approval, props that stave off the self-criticism. All these things the ajnani is full of. Whether they come, and then if the person who doesn't know is not yet in the ashram, they are outside, and the props are all what? Very, very external. All outside things, in the sense of they have a externally oriented life. What matters is what they wear. What they wear matters. There was one TV show, What Not to Wear. I said, what? A whole show on what not to wear? But really, I did see it, but that was the title. I saw the title somewhere, What Not to Wear. So I have to see TV and decide what not to wear? Very interesting. Why? Because it's a fashion faux pas. There is a kind of a misstep leading to what? What is that called? Some kind of a meltdown, celebrity meltdown due to wardrobe malfunction. Yes. Wardrobe malfunction means you are all nicely dressed and you are going, and it's a very big function, and the person is going very nicely, and then what? Too tight, and then it just rips on one side here. Because it's so tight, there is no breathing room, nothing, etc. That's called wardrobe malfunction. So then they have to go like this the whole time, because there is nobody to sew it up in that time. So they have to go like this, they have to do a few things, distract the people, etc. and then rush back home. And the paparazzi will not keep quiet. The paparazzi knows exactly what has happened. They will chase them to the car and they will say, oh, this is what happened, like this. So this is all, this is all kind of like how I should look, what I should wear, what is in, what is out. These are all this is all what occupies the minds of most of the people. Everybody is not like you all. Everybody has not given up and come here and sitting here to understand something. Everybody is, most of the people are very, very, very different. So sitting here, we may not even understand the extent of this Bhashya Prayojanani, and for whom they are not nivrittani. But this is for this Vidvat Sannyasi, these things do not matter at all. Their mind doesn't go there because they are asleep, happily asleep to all these things. And into that reality of one's own glory in which they are awake, all the people, the masses, are asleep. In fact, you say Vedanta, immediately sleep comes. Sahana Vavatu is a lullaby. And then the final closing prayer is Suprabhatam. Okay, now I can wake up and go about my day. Like this. So, Nivritta Bhashya Sarva Prayojanaha. So, one for whom, from whom all the external props have departed. Iti Sukham Aste Iti Uchyate. So, how many itis there are? 2 itis. Okay. Why 2 itis? So, the first iti goes with Anyatra Nivritta, Anyatra Atmanaha Anyatra, other than the Atma, the one for whom all the other props have departed. Iti Hetuna. hetvarthe iti. It's a cause. What is it the cause for? Sukham aste. So, the person is asinaha, sitting happily seated. How? Happily seated. Why are they happily seated? The cause, iti hetuna, hetvarthe iti. And the other iti, aste iti, the second iti is quotation marks. Prakararthe iti. Quotation marks, meaning it's finished, like thus, it is done, iti uchyate, thus it is said. Okay. And then, next one, vashi. The word vashi is jitani indriyani yasya saha yena saha or yena saha. So, by whom the indriyas have been mastered, conquered. Jnanendriyas, karmendriyas do not bother. They have been conquered. This is the person. Then the question is, kva aste? Katham aste? Kva means kutra. Kutra means where, location. Where is this person? Sounds wonderful. I would like to find such a person. Where does this person reside? First question. Katham aste? How does this person live? So that is answered in the last line. First pada kutra aste, second pada, second quarter, last quarter, katham aste. How is the person living? And that comes later. Where is the person living? Kva aste, kutra aste? The answer is there. Navadvare pure aste. Navadvare pure aste. In this kingdom of 9 gates. Then Adi Shankara is kind enough to spell out the 9 gates for us. Sapta Shirshanyani. Shirshanya Shirasi. Shirshanyani Shirasi Bhavani. Bhavani is not goddess, okay, here. Yeah. So, that which is obtaining in the head. Don't say head means here. Head means full face. Okay, it includes the face. Otherwise, you will be looking for 9 holes in the head. Even if there is 1 hole in the head, where do you belong? Hospital. Okay, so don't look for 9 holes in the head. So, Shirasi Bhavani, Shirshanyani, that which is obtaining in the head face. And what are they? So, Sapta. Sapta means 7. 7 are in the face. And what are they? Atmanaha upalabdhidvarani. There you have to put a comma. Okay? Yeah. Because then the next thought is different. So, Atmanaha upalabdhidvarani shirshanyani sapta. Upalabdhi means jnanam. Yes. Upalabdhi, don't say, don't go according to the dhatu. Lab, to gain. Upalab, gaining near. No, nothing like that. Here, upalabdhi means pratiti, cognition, understanding, vritti jnanam, knowledge. So, Atmanaha. Atmanaha means for oneself, reflexive pronoun. Atmanaha, not for the Atma or of the Atma. We are not talking of Satchidananda Atma. For oneself, these 7 orifices obtaining in the head face, in the head means face, are what? Upalabdhidvarani, means they are the gateways to knowledge, to cognition. Ghatasan, patasan, like this. Ghataha asti. Who comes to know? The eyes come to know. How do the eyes come to know? Because the mind tells the eyes to go see what there is. And then the eyes come to know. And the mind is powered by buddhi. And the buddhi is just a reflection of the Atma. So in the presence of the Atma, cognition takes place through these 7 gates, 7 orifices which are there, Upalabdhi Dwarani. Because everything is in the form of Vijnanam. So, Prajnanam Brahma. This is the Rig Veda, what is that called? Mahavakya. What is this Prajnanam? That which is in the form of nothing but Jnanam. That is Brahman, that is Atma. And here also, all that is here in the Jagat is knowledge. Anything you pick up a flower, and what is this? Flower. Flower is means what? What is flower? If you go see, it will all come apart. Is this flower? No, that is petal. Okay, is this flower? No, that's the stem. So, is this flower? No, that is rose hip. Okay, inside something yellow is there. Is that flower? No, that is pollen. And then some small things are here. Is that flower? No, that is stamen. And what is flower? All put together. And Pujya Swamiji would take a dried flower and take everything apart and say, here, put it together. Can you put it together? No. Even if you take some Fevicol, what is Fevicol? Gum, some glue. You take some gum and stick it, it will look horrible. Okay? It won't look like how Ishvara made. Even if you put it together, they make now what is that? Velvet roses, and they make crepe paper roses. From far itself you can tell. You can't be fooled very quickly. So here when you say flower is, and how can I dare say flower is when there is actually nothing called flower? It's mithya. It's all mithya. So what is satyam about this flower is the isness of the flower. When I say flower is, the isness belongs to flower or non-flower? Non-flower. Very interesting. Isness belongs to Brahman, and so the existence of the flower doesn't belong to the flower because already it has seen better days, and if I keep holding it like this, it will be dried flower. And so therefore, the isness of the flower belongs to who? Atma, Brahman. And the flower is nothing but knowledge. It's nothing but knowledge. So why these petals are like this, but the petals of this one, the tuber rose is different? Because of certain reasons. Most of the time we don't know. That is also what? That is also for the survival of that flower, and this flower, it is Bhagavan's intelligence, Bhagavan's knowledge. And so the flower is nothing but knowledge, and the flower, the isness of the flower belongs to Brahman. Brahman lends its isness to the flower. How long does the isness last? Forever. Oh, but the flower will become like this tomorrow. How can you say the isness last? But you see, it's always is. Asti iti upalabhyate. Kathopanishad will say that later on. Asti iti upalabhyate, not nasti iti. Flower is not. Even when I say flower is not, what do I have to use? Is. So the isness of the flower is Ananda, Ananta. Flower is. Okay, it's starting to droop. Drooping flower is. Wilted flower is. And what? Dried flower is. Scattered flower is. Composted flower is. And then compost is. And it nourishes another flower bush is. You see, the is doesn't go anywhere. The is the same, the knowledge is the same. What changes is what? Name and form, word and meaning. Even if I were to say flower is not, the absence of the flower is. This is the beauty of it. asti iti upalabhyate, and then this upalabdhi sthanam, jagatah upalabdhi sthanam, the place where the jagat is cognized is also the same place where the Atma is cognized. We don't have two buddhis, only one buddhi. Okay, and so therefore jagatah upalabdhi sthanam, jagatah adhishthanasya upalabdhi sthanam eva. Same. Adhishthanam is the truth of the jagat is also recognized there. So that's why these 7 are upalabdhi dwarani. Dwarani means they are dwaram, dware, dwarani. They are the portholes. They are the windows in the city. They are the place where things come in. Except through the mouth, things come in and words go out. Both are there. It's a jnanendriya and karmendriya. So then how do we get 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 are there. And then arvak. Arvak means down below. Arvak. Dve. 2 others are down below. Mutra, Purisha, Visargarthe. So there also you put a semicolon. Mutra Purisha Visargarthe. Visarjanam means letting go. Mutra, liquid waste. Purisha, solid waste. Arvak, below, indeclinable. Okay. So then Arvak, below, what do we have? 2 more are below. Arvak, Dve. And we have to add Dware. Dve Dware, Arvak. 2 dwars are arvak. 2 doors, 2 doorways are arvak. So 7 are for taking in the world, 2 are for letting go of what does not belong. So then taihi dwaraihi, in the form of these gateways, navadvaram puram uchyate. In the form of these 3 gateways, or because of these 3 gateways, it is called a kingdom of 9 gates. And so what does it make the body? Shariram puram iva puram. The sharira is like a kingdom. Don't look for really speaking the city. It is a metaphor. It is a simile. Puram iva. It is functions very much like a kingdom. This is very fascinating. This Bhashya also in the other one, where is that? Kathopanishad. Puram ekadashadvaram ajasya, for the unborn one, avakra chetasaha, for the unchanging consciousness. 11 are mentioned in the Kathopanishad. 2 more. Oh my God, what else is there? Emergency exits. Okay. Yeah. Like if you go in the train, they say emergency exit. It will not open all the time. Only once in a while you have to open. Sometimes it's very rarely it's open. Most of the time it is closed. So one is the navel. So when the baby is in the womb, it's open. Correct? Yeah, because all the food and all the supply is going and growing the baby. Once its baby is born, it's closed. No more. No more is there a navel which is open. Navel is not is an emergency, like an emergency exit. It has closed. It is no longer serviceable. And the other one is on the top of the head. It is called Brahmarandra. Brahmarandra here, and that's an emergency exit that opens only for the jnani at the time of leaving the body. For the ajnani, it refuses to open. The ajnani can depart through any of the orifices. Mouth, eyes, etc. That's why sometimes when people die away, the eyes are open, mouth is open, so like this. So in the Kathopanishad, ekadvashadvaram puram is talked about here. Navadvaram puramiva puram, shariram puram uchyate. And then he gives one more reason. What is the reason why it is called puram? Atma ekaswamikam. Ekaswamikam. Atma Ekaswamikam. Ekaswamikam means only one boss. You can't have two bosses. That's why there is no Jivatma, Paramatma, there is only Paramatma. No, but what about Jivatma? What is this Jiva? The Jiva is the one who has thought of itself as not Paramatma, that is the one. So even though there are stories of two birds in the Mundaka Upanishad, how many birds are really there? One. And two people drinking in the Kathopanishad, how many people are drinking? Yeah, in fact nobody is drinking, as though drinking. As though drinking the karma phala, as though eating the berries. But really speaking, what is the truth of the berry eater? The one who is a non-actor. So the berry eater is an impersonator of the Atma, so to speak, due to Atma Ajnanam. Due to Atma Ajnanam, there is counted as two, but there is only Ekaswamikam. Ekaswamikam, only one boss. Even in a regular house, we should know who is, there should be some division of labor. Otherwise, if there are two people in the house and both of them are going to cook, both of them, not with any coordination, I am going to do this now, I am going to do this now, there will be a fight. There should be some coordination, there should be some understanding who is in charge of what. So in any situation, there can be only one boss, and this body, mind, sense complex serves one boss. There is not two or three. Ekaswamikam. And then what else? Tadartha prayojanaihi cha indriya mano buddhi vishayaihi aneka phala vijnanasya utpadakaihi pauraihi iva adhishtitam. So tadartha prayojanaihi. Tadartha means for this Swami alone. Swamyartha prayojanaihi cha. So for to satisfy this Swami, Swami means boss, king, to satisfy the king as it were, all these things, all these citizens. Citizens are what? Indriyas, 5 jnanendriyas, and then 5 karmendriyas, manaha, buddhi. All of them are slogging day after day after day. Some are doing night shift, some are doing day shift, some are doing evening shift. And what does the Swami do? Sit back, relax, enjoy the ride. Swami doesn't do anything, like even the king doesn't do nothing. We saw in the earlier class, the king just relaxes and then keeps going on hunt and keeps going on holidays and keeps having some, some assembly of scholars and has discussions. That's all the king does or appears to be doing. And then all the citizens work, plant the crops, harvest the crops, thresh and winnow the crops, and then bring the grains to the treasury. Just like that, what happens here is also very interesting. So here, so to serve the interests of the Swami, as it were, like even the Pauraihi. So Pauraha means Puri Bhavaha. That again Tadhita word. So the one that is obtaining in the city. Who is obtaining in the city? City Zen. City Zen. They are not really Zen, they are all stressed out because they have to work and get some money and do this, do that. They are bound to their work. So here, by these citizens in the form of what? Indriyas, manaha, buddhi. So therefore they bring back. So just like the information gatherers, like the kingdom has many spies. What do the spies do? They go and get information and feed the information back to the king. Because nobody recognizes them. King cannot go, everybody will recognize him. So the king will send some spies and the spies will mingle with the people in the next kingdom. So, how is your king doing? What are the plans? Oh, we are attacking that kingdom tomorrow. The citizens of the next kingdom will say, and the spies come running back and saying, alert, alert, southern border is not safe. That king appears to be friendly, but actually is plotting some kind of an attack. When? Tomorrow same time. We only have 24 hours. We have to do this. So like this they will feed the information. What kind of information? As many Vishayas are there, that much information. How many Vishayas are there in the universe? Vishaya means objects of the senses. Vishinoti badhnati iti Vishayaha. Objects means that which bind you to the ragadveshas. How many objects are there in the world? Show me at least one sign of life. Yeah. Infinite number of objects. So infinite number of pratitis, through infinite number of cognitions, through infinite number of conclusions, through infinite number of understandings, they bring the information to the Swami, the only one who is really infinite. So, tadartha prayojanaihi, indriyamano buddhi vishayaihi, aneka phala vijnanasya utpadakaihi. So, aneka phala vijnanam. Aneka phala vijnanam means the vijnanam, the knowledge for which is in manifold ways, manifold knowledge, many and varied forms of knowledge, various experiences, various knowledge. And of course Adi Shankara uses the word so beautifully. Phala vijnanam here means phala vyapti. So in every cognition of objects, there are two operations. Operation number one. What is that? Vritti vyapti. What is vritti vyapti? So if I say, see this flower. First I don't tell you what flower. I just say, see this flower. You know this flower, this rose, and immediately all kinds of roses come to mind. The mind is flooded by roses. Big rose, small rose, dried rose, fresh rose, red rose, yellow rose, green rose. Green is not there, but anyhow, blue rose, and all these things. So many roses. Then I will show you this one, and then what you will say, and there is an adjustment that happens. Because what am I showing? I am showing this rose. And whereas in your mind you had a rose as big as a cabbage, so some adjustment has to take place. There is such a rose called cabbage rose because it is like a big cabbage. So the adjustment has to take place, and so the information which this object has brought to the mind, which is flooded with rose knowledge, so this adjustment has to take place so that I can then say, this is rose. This rose I am seeing. Do you see the difference? So one is the rose knowledge has flooded the rose vritti, rosakara vritti. You know, pushpakara vritti is there. The thought in the form of the flower has flooded the mind. It is called vritti vyapti. The mind is pervaded by flower. And then the second operation is called phala vyapti. I know rose. This is rose. The objectification of that particular flower in this example is called phala vyapti. These are the twofold operations for all objects, the infinite numbers of objects in the universe. These are the twofold operations. When we learn about the Atma, when we when we understand the Atma, when we expose ourselves to Atma Jnanam, there is only one operation. What is that? vritti vyapti. Oh, why no phala vyapti? So unfair. Am I worse than an object? At least the object gets a two-part cognitive process. Why do I only get one part? Because the other part, which is you, happens to be self-evident. So you don't have to know yourself as an object. You need not know yourself as an object. You cannot know yourself as an object. Both are there. You need not know yourself. You cannot know yourself. And so that's why he says phala vijnanam, which is only to do with vishayas. Not atma vijnanam, but phala vijnanam, that which results in cognition, discrete cognitions, separate cognitions, other than the I, other than each other. So by these agents, pauraihi, these citizens who are the utpadakas, who are the ones who are the generators of these kinds of understanding, the body is ruled by the Swami. The body is ruled by the Swami, in whose service all these people are there, like the citizens, like the Manaha, Buddhi, Indriyas, etc., who are there only to serve that Swami, as it were, and they bring all kinds of information. Tasmin, in that Navadvare Pure Dehi, Sarva Karma Sannyasasya Aste. So that Dehi, who is the Sarva Karma Sannyasi, who is the Vidvat Sannyasi, is sitting down. Sitting means resting nicely. Resting nicely. And then Mr. Nanu comes. Yeah. What is the Purva Paksha here? Listened to everything, such a beautiful Bhashya, but went over the head like a noisy plane, did not understand it. So the Purva Pakshi only takes the verb aste. Kutra aste? Navadvare Pure aste. Navadvara Puram kim? Shariram iti uchyate. So, Sharire aste, correct? That's what it is. So, rests where? In the body. The Purva Pakshi says, wait a minute, Jnani rests in the body means what? Where does the Ajnani rest? Out of the body? Is the Ajnani having a forever out of body experience? Kya baat hai? What are you talking about? Where does the Ajnani rest? In the body. And where is the Jnani wannabe rest? In the body. Where does the Jnani rest? In the body. So then this is a strange way to say Sukham aste, Sharire, Pure aste. This is not valid. So then he says Kim Visheshena. Kim Visheshena means what is the use of this specification? Aste, Sukham aste, Kim Visheshena. Sarvohi Dehi. All of them are called Dehi. Why? Because they are in the body. Deh plus in. Deh in the Deha. So, one is in the body, that's why called Dehi, correct? Ajnani in the body, Jnani in the body. Unless someone is dead, everybody is what? In the body alone. If one is not in the body, that they are not called Dehi, they are called Preta. In Gatau, Ita goes, has gone, departed. Preta has gone without coming back. No chance of coming back when you put the pra plus ita. So Preta means in out of body, everybody else. If one is not a ghost, then what is it? Dehi. In the body only everybody is. So then Kim Visheshena? What is this? This is a kind of a questioning. What is the purpose of this? Sannyasi va, asanyasi va. Whether the person is a jnani, ajnani. Sannyasi, asanyasi. Dehe eva aste. If they are in the body only, where else will they be? Hello? You don't have some kind of an eject button to have a little trip and come back. That is not possible. So until Bhagavan ejects me, I have to be where? In this body only. Tatra anarthakam visheshanam iti. So therefore this qualification, what is the visheshanam? Dehe navadvare pure dehe aste. This is redundant, useless. What are we studying about? Jnani. Does being in the body, is it a jnani lakshana? No, because everybody is in the body. Ajnani is also in the body alone. That too his own body, her own body. The ajnani is not in your body. You are not in the ajnani's body. You are in your body. They are in their body. So then being in the body is not a qualification of Atmajnana, and so therefore this is the section on what? The Atmajnani. So therefore this is totally redundant, totally not redundant. Anarthakam, meaningless, is totally useless. And then the samadhana is given. Uchyate yahatu ajnaha dehi dehendriya sanghata matra atmadarshi saha sarvah gehe bhumau asaneva ase iti manyate. Ase iti manyate. So uchyate tu means now it is said. It is said by whom? By the people who know it is said. What is said? The Dehi talked about here. Who is the Dehi? Ajnaha. So the one who is endowed with the body but not endowed with the knowledge of the self, then what happens? Deha indriya sanghata matra atmadarshi. So dehendriya sanghata. So the body mind sense complex is called sanghata, the complex. So the body mind sense complex, the dehendriya sanghate matra atmadarshi. So the one who only sees the atma as what? As good as the body, as good as the mind, as good as the senses. So what is atma? I. So I am as good as the body. So the one who has dehatma buddhi is only sees body as atma, mind as I, senses as I. There is no other I anywhere available for this person at all. For this person at all. And then sasarvaha, so then the person identifies with everything, with the body, with the mind, with the senses, with the house and with the seat, etc. Asanam, etc. So gehe with reference to the house, bhumau with regard to the earth, asaneva ase iti manyante. So the person says, I am sitting in my house, and then not they are sitting in their body, no, they are actually sitting in the house. Where are you? If you call the person, the Ajnani will respond, hey, I am sitting on my couch which is in my house. I am sitting on my couch. Atmajnani says, ouch, that is not a good thing to say. I am sitting on the floor, bhumau. Or I am sitting, where else was said? Asane, I have my asan, I have my cushion, I have my little place to sit. I have my asanam, so I am sitting on that. Why? For the one who sees the body as Atma, the mind as Atma, everything is separate from one another. Every single thing is separate from one another. And then iti manyate dehamatra atmadarshinaha gehe iva dehe ase iti pratyayah na sambhavati. Pratyayah means, don't say which pratyaya should I use here, no. Pratyayah, pratiti, cognition. So Cognition na sambhavati. The cognition is not possible. For who? Dehamatra darshi, Dehamatra Atmadarshi. So for the people who see the body as Atma, the mind as Atma, the senses as Atma, who are identified with the body mind sense complex as I alone, Matra. So then for such people it is gehe iva dehe aham ase iti na sambhavaha pratyayah. So just like I am sitting in my house, so the Jnani might say, I am sitting in my house, but I am also sitting in my body. So it's like the Russian dolls. So one into the other, they are all just like this. So what is that? One is the body, and then house, and then you can say on the earth, like this. So the person of knowledge can say what? I am sitting in the house. Where are you? I am in the house. Where are you? In the same way as I am in the house, I am in the body. The body itself is what for me? As good as a house. So the person who says that is the one that is Atma Jnani. But this is Atma Jnani here is contrasted with Deha Matra Atma Darshin. So Deha Matra Atma Darshinaha Tesham Gehe iva Dehe Ase iti pratyayah na sambhavati. So the understanding pratyayah that just like I sit in the house, I am also resting in my body, that kind of a separation from the inner space between the body and the observer of the body is not possible at all. So therefore what? Whereas Dehadhi Sanghata Vyatirikta Atma Darshinaha. You see the contrast here? What is the contrast? Dehendriya, Dehamatra Atma Darshin versus Dehadhi Sanghata Vyatirikta Atma Darshin. Both are Atma Darshis. Both see the I. Where they see the I differs. One sees the I limited to, confined to the body mind sense complex, and the other one sees the I as separate from the body mind sense complex. Do you see the difference? Say yes even if you don't want to. Yeah. So one sees the body mind sense complex itself as the I, the other one says the I is completely different entity from the body mind sense complex. They have nothing in common. Body finite, I infinite, body jada. Jada means what? The inert, insentient, Atma chetana. Body subject to 6 vikaras, Atma subject to no vikaras. Body house for Atma, Atma not a house for body. Like this you can go on and on. They have nothing in common, the one who sees, whereas Dehadhi Sanghata means, again I told you, Sanghata is Samhata. So this Samhati, this assemblage of the body mind sense complex, the Sanghata Vyatirikta Atmadarshinaha. So for them, what are they? They have no identification with the Deha, and that's why they are Atmadarshinaha. For them, Dehe Ase iti pratyayah upapadyate. So this is tenable for them. This is tenable. This is possible. Why? Because they perceive the self as different from this body mind sense complex. So they say, I rest in the body like I am resting in my house. And then parakarmanancha parasmin atmani avidyaya adhyaropitanam vidyaya vivekajnanena manasa sannyasah upapadyate. And so now, if I am separate from the body mind sense complex, The logical conclusion here is what? Oh my God, then what about all the activities? Where are the Pauraha, the citizens? And they are bringing information. One is bringing information, one set of citizens. Another set of citizens is their job is to digest the food. The third set of citizens is to keep the body from danger, the body-mind complex from danger. Like this, each of them is working. What about all of them? What about all that? And then for that it is said that the other actions. What are the other actions? Bringing information, digesting food, helping with locomotion, etc. They are superimposed on the Atma, Para Atma. They are as though projected on the Atma, like when we see the hero running on the movie screen, we assume that the screen is also moving. It's a superimposition because the screen does not move at all. So therefore, avidyaya adhyaropitanam. So for this superimposition, due to what? Self-ignorance of this superimposition, the vidyaya viveka jnanena manasa sanyasya upapadyate. This superimposition of I am karta, etc., due to what? Self-ignorance can be removed by Atma Jnanam, the precursor for which is manasa sanyasya sukham aste. So this giving up in the mind the notion of the karta is an important precursor to this knowledge. That is the idea. So let us see if we have covered everything. Yeah, vidyaya viveka jnanena manasa sanyasya upapadyate. It is in the form of this viveka. What is the viveka? I am not this body. Why are you not this body? Because anything that I observe, anything that I can objectify, I am that or not that? Not that. So, utpanna viveka vijnanasya sarva karma sanyasinaha api gehe iva dehe eva navadvare pure asanam. Let us just stop there. Yeah. So, utpanna viveka vijnanasya. For the one for whom the rise of viveka and the knowledge has taken place. Viveka has come, and the viveka being a precursor of vijnanam, that vijnana, vishesha jnana, meaning internalized knowledge, jnana nishtha, has also come. And so for such a person, what has happened? Gehe iva dehe eva. So just like my house houses me, my body is the original house that houses me. Iti asanam. That is how the person remains. In this 9-gated city, the person remains as though remaining in a house. And then prarabdha phalakarma samskara shesha anuvritya dehe eva vishesha vijnana utpattehe. So, because remains in the house. Remains means what? Does not die after the gain of the knowledge. Does not die. Remains in the house. Why? Prarabdha karma phala vashat. Prarabdha karma phala vashat. Because the prarabdha is still there. As though the prarabdha is there. The jnani is not affected by it, but the prarabdha is very much there. Because of that prarabdha, the person remains in the body while saying what? I am in my house, I am resting in my body. Even though that body identification is not there, that body connected to this particular jiva will continue as though, will not come to an end until the prarabdha comes to an end. So prarabdha karma samskara shesha anuvritya, in keeping with the prarabdha karma. because that shesha, that it is becoming phalita every day. There is a remnant of prarabdha, of karma, which is fructifying every day. And where does it fructify? Dehe eva. Dehe eva. It fructifies in the body alone. You see the body getting tired, you see the body getting aged, you see the body going to the hospital, you see the body admitted in the hospital. The mind is free, mind also may go, but it is free, and the knowledge is free. So while still remaining, this takes place in the body mind sense complex alone. More we'll see tomorrow. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Bhashya Purnamadaya Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.